We come now to item number 13, which is change to membership of the Appointments and Performance Review Committee. I'll move that. I'm seconded by Councillor Cooper. Okay. Look, I can speak to that. Thank you for being here, Steve. This is a minor change. How it has come about is that Councillor Angela Dalton, as the Deputy Chair of the CCO Oversight Committee, has made a point that I think is a valid and strong point, that in her role, just as the Chair of that committee is on the APR Committee, part of the role of CCO Oversight is the oversight over the process of selecting its directors. And Councillor Dalton asked if she could be considered for membership of that committee. I think that given her role as Deputy Chair, that is appropriate. I am also aware that she expressed a similar view to the Deputy Mayor, who agreed with that, and to Councillor Simpson. Councillor Simpson, I'll just pause for a moment to acknowledge the amazing way she's handled her workload as Chair of Finance and Performance, particularly with our emergency budget and then our recovery budget. Councillor Simpson has indicated that she'd be prepared to step back from that committee in favour of Councillor Dalton. It's not my normal process to want to change committee memberships in the middle of a term unless there are particular reasons, but I think that there's a general consensus that Councillor Dalton's presence on that committee would be a step in the right direction, and I thank Councillor Simpson for being prepared to step back from a committee, and but also to acknowledge that she has probably one of the highest workloads of anyone around this committee, so it's appropriate from that viewpoint as well. So it's been moved and seconded. I'll ask if there are any questions, if there are any comments. If not, I'll put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. Carried. Thank you, Steve, for being available should you have been needed. Right, we move now to item number 14, Summary of Governing Body Information Memorandum, Workshops and Briefings, including the Forward Work Programme. I'll move that way. Do I have a seconder? Councillor Sayers. Are there any questions or are there any comments? If not, I'll put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Carried. Sorry, did I move too quickly, Councillor Casey?
I just wanted to ask whether that deadline on opting in or opting out of Three Waters is still sacrosanct, the 24th of August, because it's only 64 days away. It's listed in the report on page 169.
Yeah, can I come back on that? My understanding was that we could stay in the process until December before making that decision. Jim, have you?
It's later than August. I thought
yeah, it was originally earlier, and I think they've put it back. November. So Jim says November, Bill says November, I say December, but it's around that time frame. Yeah, the Minister is of course coming back, Minister Mahuta, and you might like to put that question directly to her, but that was my understanding. So it's late in the year now. Okay, I'll take that question as after having moved and passed the recommendations. Item number 15 is a summary of confidential decisions and related information and to be released into released into open availability. So I'll ask somebody to move that would like to move that. Councillor Simpson, seconded Councillor Sayers. Are there any questions? Are there any comments? I'll put the motion. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Carried. We have no extraordinary business to consider under item 16. And item 17 is a procedural motion to exclude the public. This is to discuss the recommendation from the Appointments and Performance Review Committee on the Chief Executive's performance objectives. These have not yet been agreed with the Chief Executive, and that's why it will be held in confidence but will be released in due course to the public. So Councillor Filipaina will move that way. Councillor Casey will second. All those in favour, please say aye. To the contrary, no. Carried. So could I ask anyone in the room that's not involved in this, an official in this confidential item, if they could please leave the room at this point. Look, why don't we have a 5-minute break, and while that's happening, and people might like to get a tea or a coffee.